We're live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome to our Cates Kirkham Stegman pre-order show
Extravaganza.
extravaganza.
Yeah, this is kind of. I'm going to share this real quick. Whoa! You shut your mouth. You stop talking, me.
This is kind of. I'm gonna share this real quick.
It won't stop talking. Oh Lord. Okay, I think I got it to stop. There we go. Let's see. Write a post. That's me.
Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Wherever you're watching it, be it at Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Let's see. I'm going to share it a few more places. Share. I don't know what I'm doing now. Hey guys. I'm just sharing it to everywhere. So this is kind of a big deal on this signing. So we did this last September. We did Kirkham, Stegman, and Donny last September.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like, the other two, I always use their last name, but Donny, it's always first name. I don't just say Cates. It's like Donny and then Stegman and Kirkham, but who knows?
Some people like their last name just fits better.
I think so. Donny, I've always learned Donny is Donny, and, Stegman, you just always see their last name on books. Mm-hmm. But I really heard about Donny Cates before all of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those weird, like, meh. Did you share this into the community group and all that jazz?
I know it's shared on our page, and I sent out some emails.
Okay. So why don't we... Well, I got one more place to share it before we really get rocking. That way I can put my phone away, and I don't have to think about it. And, where are you at? Okay, that's good enough. Okay, done with my phone. So, why don't we go over the share contest, since
Yeah.
I'm, just blatantly sharing during live, being all rude and stuff. So,
Trying to enter your own contest?
can I enter my own contest?
I mean, it's your store. Technically, you can, I guess.
Well, all right. Well,
I'm going to make sure not to draw your name, though.
but we draw live on TV.
I'm going to make sure not to draw your name.
Oh, you're rude. You know how he does that? He's like, Darren. And he actually writes somebody else's name. So somebody else gets a double entry. So we are doing a share contest for today, and then we're going to go into the details of the signing. The signing is a big deal. I will go back because I totally chased that bunny trail off into La La Land. But the way this works, guys, is if you share this feed to all your friends, your family, as Tanner said in one of his previous YouTube things, like a dog channel or your dog's Facebook, whatever, just share. We are going to give away, this is some of the samples, this isn't everything, because we're going to actually give away every exclusive that came out in May, one of each one.
This is just this week's.
This is just this week's, so I can't actually see. Of course, I know what that one is. Last Ronin by Miko Sawaiyan. Aliens 3, Trade and Virgin by Perillo. X-Men 20 by N. Huckley, Trade and Virgin. And then the Demon Days #1, third printing. So those will be from today, but this week. But there's still the rest of the month. So there's lots of good exclusives this month, including like the Star Wars Bounty Hunter and all that stuff.
Y'all are going too fast.
Keep sharing. I want Tanner to break. I will go ahead because Tanner is pulling that up. I even went and got my phone to charge. Uh-oh. So are we live out there too?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can't use So can't use bad words. Okay, check.
Well, you can use bad words normally.
Huh? We use bad words in the YouTube all the time.
Up on the mic.
Okay.
So
Am I okay? Can you hear me okay out
you
there?
just need your faces need to be.
Ooh,
So
making out with the mic. Hold on. I can do this. All right, so here we go. Is that better now?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't really know until you go out there, huh?
I just knew she was a foot away from the mic.
Oh,
That was
okay.
being-
I don't talk much anyway. It's okay.
Well, she has a lot to say here, guys. So, before, yet again, we're way off on topic, we are here with... Did we introduce ourselves?
You can see our names.
Well, you can see our names. So, Tanner, who you see all the time, I'm the occasional guest. I'm more of like a guest role on
A
these
guest
live
role
things.
on your own show.
On my own show. But Amy, you come on every now and then. Tell us what you do and why you're important.
all right. I wear many hats. I've
I've never seen you wear a hat.
I have.
Ball cap sometimes. I do a bit of graphics for Unknown Comics. I design T-shirts and all that, some advertisements. But I also press books and submit all our books to CGC, but for both Blue Label and Yellow Label for signatures. I work as a witness, travel to conventions, and yeah, that's basically all I do.
Did you talk about the team that you run?
The team that I run?
Yeah, you run a team that she's actually, that helps her with the CGC stuff. She has to train them how to press. And
Yeah, I have 2 people I'm training to press books now. So
she has a team. So, yeah, she's very important to what we do at Unknown Comics. She's been here for just over, almost a year and a half now.
yeah.
Coming up on a year and a half. You usually see her during most of our live events with creators. She's also going to give y'all some tutorials today once we get through the basics of what we're doing here today.
Well, I'm going to talk about it, not necessarily go through it step by step.
She is going to give some tutorials, and it's really like in her mind, these tutorials are actually like slap on the back of the hand, because she's like, I'm fed up with this whole like submitting thing. So here's where we're at, guys. We are here for the Cates, Stegman, and Kirkham signing. We've done this once before back in September. What makes this the most significant signing we've ever done is last year, because of COVID, we had to chase these guys literally all over the United States. Like, we were up in Michigan, we were down in Austin, Kirkham came here, but we have driven thousands of miles for those signatures last year. Those books were the most well-traveled books of any books we've ever had.
And we still got high grades.
And
on
we
them.
still got nothing lower than a 9.4. But what's significant about this signing is, one, they are all going to be here together. They're going to be here together. They're all going to be here for 2 days each. There's actually a 4th signing that's happening all in this time frame, which we haven't announced yet, but we will be. Is Benjamin Percy will also be here at the same exact time. So it's going to be a very busy week, that week of Father's Day. We had to move the signing into the week because of Father's Day, because everybody has kids and don't want to work. So we do have all that going on. So it's going to be a fun time. Ryan is a lot of fun. Of course, Tyler we've known for years. Tyler's a ton of fun. Donny, if you get him rolling, he'll tell you all kinds of secrets. I saw today that they have something big being announced by Marvel next week about the new project for him and Stegman. So I'm kind of excited to see what that is. And I don't know. Like, usually I know, but I don't know. So if you have anything, what we're going to do is we are fixing to... There it goes. My phone's just starting to actually show me stuff now. Yay!
We've got some questions on YouTube. The sale, it is going to be live here in just a few minutes. I haven't put it up yet, but here in just a few minutes, I'm going to be putting the products available on our website, and I'll drop links in all the different chats.
Yes. So, yeah, we're fixing to drop the links. Then you'll just be able to go on and pre-order. We're here to answer questions, for Amy to lecture you, and for Tanner to take your names down for sharing all of this fun stuff. So here's how this is going to begin. Tanner, how are we going to roll this out?
Whenever you tell me to, I'll just put it on the website.
And the app.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes out at once.
Yeah, okay. So before we do this, there are times that people want to add notes. If you don't know how to add notes on the app and this is your first time, it's really better to go ahead and just log into your smartphone browser and go to the website. There is a notes function on the app. There is, I promise. It's there. You just have to look for it. But if you're impatient and you don't want to miss out on something, because some of the stuff we don't have a lot of stock on for this particular signing because we're really digging deep, it's really better for you to go add notes to the website. The other thing is we are not allowing customers to use their own CGC accounts for the stuff that you buy from this event, because our plan is to over-submit these books so we can guarantee the highest grades possible. We do not guarantee 9.8s on the live signing events, but we try like hell to get there.
We got a question if there's going to be sketches available. Not tonight, but I think they did say they would do some when they're here.
All 3 artists have agreed to do remarks. We are going to reserve the remarks for the actual live show when they're here. So we'll actually get on and offer remarks for all 3 people. Yes, Donnie does remarks. So those will become available during the live show. You still do have time to submit books. You have about 2 more weeks to get your books in. You need to email sigseries@unknowncomicbooks.com, and you need to do it quickly. Aloha from Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Let's see, what else do we got? So here's what we're going to do. I'm fixing to have Tanner go ahead and make the whole thing live. You can just jump on the website or the app. You can buy everything you want to buy. It's all going to be available at one time. We're going to leave it up all weekend until Monday. There are some of these things that there's only like max 10 available. And if you don't get it, we may have some for the next show. But I mean, we're putting up Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time in probably 2 years, and we didn't do Guardians of the Galaxy last time. So, and it glows in the dark.
Fun fact about glow-in-the-dark books, pressing actually makes them glow brighter.
Really?
Yeah, because the glow-in-the-dark pigment, it reacts to heat.
So this stuff is available now. Head on over to unknowncomicbooks.com and go to the live sale collection. Also, you can just go to the link. It's pinned to the top of the Facebook chat, and it's in the other chats if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch.
Stephen, the answer to your question is yes. We moved the deadline back 1 week because of the signing moving essentially 5 days. So we gave until June 12th to get all your stuff here.
If they're in the area, can they bring books the day of?
Yes. Now, we still do not know. Like, I'm still working on this. Like, we're putting up TVs all over the building, like, literally today. Like, we've put up a projector for one side of the room. We have 4 TVs going up in the rest of the room. We'll have other TVs around the building so people can watch. We still don't know if we're going to actually be able to have Stegman, Cates, and Kirkham out on the floor. Where if they can't go on the floor, what we plan on doing is like putting them in our conference room. And then when your books are getting signed, like you can watch from a safe distance them getting signed. And if you have questions, you can ask. And then everybody else can just kind of watch the TV.
Ken, on YouTube, to answer your question, the signing is taking place here at the store in Amarillo, Texas. If you're needing that, if you're in the area and need that address, you can find it on our Facebook.
Yeah, it's 201 Westgate Parkway, Unit B, Amarillo, Texas 79121.
That's too much to remember.
I remember it because I have to write it down on everything. Just today, I think I had to send it in like 4 different PMs. So everything is live, guys. So just jump on, get what you're going to get. When did the last email go out?
At 7.
At 7. Okay. So if you get on now, this is the time. We'll put another email in. Don't waste time on some of this stuff because, again, like when Tanner was going over this stuff with me, I did have to limit some of the numbers just because we are so low on these books. Like you'll notice, I don't think we put Venom 1 through 4 up. Like we were saving those just for the event because I don't know if we're going to be able to offer some of those books again after this signing because I like to keep, my retired section in my office. So there'll be some of these not ever come out again.
Customer service on YouTube. If your Venom books are signature books, you can email the Sig Series email. Otherwise, you can message our Facebook page for questions about your order.
Okay. Is that a YouTube question?
That was a YouTube person, yeah.
Sure, I understand.
Hey, Siri, you can shut up.
Siri's nosy sometimes. She likes to chime in on our stuff.
Mine just decided she's going to listen in too. Go away. Don't get involved. Oh, she says 1 second. Hold on. See if she'll go away.
So we are offering COAs and CGC. So there's options for both.
Now, there are certain books that we only have CGC on, if I remember correctly.
And that just depended on how many we had.
Yeah.
If we had plenty, we offered all the options. If we were kind of limited on stock, we kind of narrowed down what we were going to offer. So when you go to the product, there's going to be several different options that you can choose. Make sure you're looking. You're going to be able to choose single sign, double sign, triple sign, whatever there, and you're going to be able to choose between the certificate of authenticity options or the graded options.
I think Brandon's coming in to get on to us.
No.
Hi, Brandon.
Coming on just to
He's just saying hi.
just walk through.
He just
Making
wants.
a cameo.
I'm here.
Wait, come back.
No, I'm here.
Come back. I miss you.
But I'm here now. Nobody knows. Hold on. Oh, boy.
He's a shadow now.
And if y'all have any questions whatsoever, Jose, your question on Venom 35, if you ordered Venom 35, go ahead and email customer service. They can add grading to that order. But you just need to email customer service, or you can email Sig Series with your order number.
Yeah, if you have an open order that you've already ordered the book and you want to add a signature to it, and the shipping label has not been printed, then we can just message Facebook page. We'll figure that out. Or Sig Series, either one.
Yeah. And we will be doing one more set of live shows, probably. One more live show before the big live show with additional Kirkham books. Like, this isn't everything Kirkham's done for us, but this is everything that's kind of tied to
The others.
So we'll probably come back and do something more with with Kirkham, just as one more thing before we do the big show. Not only that, but just to get ready for Tyler being here, we're going to have a bigger option product for him.
Frank on YouTube, if you are, if you're buying a graded option, it will be yellow label.
Yes, if you're buying a graded option, it will be yellow label. And if you're buying the from us, we'll make sure that we try our hardest to get a custom label for it. The question for Steven, for Sinden Books, are you offering pressing? So, fun story, Amy here does a great job pressing, and we are starting in June taking customer submissions for pressing now. She's been pressing customers' books for a couple months now. But it's $10 for a quick press and $20 for like a full-blown press where she spends like a lot of time on the book. She has like this tack iron thing and like this ball rolly thing, and she has like a humidity tank and a
Steam
steamer.
gun,
And I walk in there and I look at what she does and I'm like, nope, not going to learn.
Compress 12 books at a time on all of our presses.
Yeah, what would we 12 books every 30 minutes or so right now is what we figured out.
A little over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They take time to lay them all down. But it is only for modern.
Yeah, we are only doing modern, which is great because pretty much none of these guys are, their careers predate like early 2000s anyways. I think Kirkham's probably the longest tenured artist at about 20 years. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask, guys, because really this show is more about us just being able to explain and walk through things with you guys more than it is anything else. So but now we're going to give Amy a chance to lecture on how to submit books. Speaking of submitting books. So, Amy, the floor is yours.
Alrighty. So if you're mailing books in, we do require them to be in a window bag and a top loader. And there's lots of options. And I know a lot of people get confused about what a window bag is, so I brought some examples.
And we do have a link to how to window bag
Yes.
on our
It's
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video that I made on our channel of how to window bag your own books, which we do send out in the emails on Sig Series as well.
Right.
So you'll get a link to that if you email Sig Series. So the first option, this is a window bag that you can buy, and it has a nice cover for the book. You open that up, and you have a window. There's a hole, so that the artist, all they have
It's
to
a
do is
window.
sign, and then they cover it, and it's protected. And they don't have to handle the book. They don't have to take it out of the bag. They don't have to put it back in. There's less risk of damage, and it's a lot faster for the artist and for the facilitators who are getting book things signed. CGC makes these window bags.
They slide in through the top.
They do slide into the top. They have a similar fold, wraps a little farther around. Same idea, there's a window. These are a little bit wider, so they can fit like Silver Age. I don't like them as much because the book does slide around, but it still works. And then lastly, you have your homemade one, where you use some painter's tape. Don't use packing tape. Don't use duct tape. Don't use scotch tape. Use painter's tape, because if it touches the book, it'll take the color off. It'll rip some of the cover off if it comes into contact.
And as comic book collectors, y'all all know the sad moment when you realize that scotch tape touched the book.
Yeah. So this will not damage the book. We can peel it off and it won't damage it. And you can also customly put the window wherever you want. So if you want them to sign a specific area, this is really nice. You just make it wherever you want.
Remember, do kind of look up on the internet and see how big the signature is.
Yeah, don't make it tiny, please.
Because our last signing, somebody here's her hand right here. You see her hand? I know this is far away, but that's kind of the point. That's about the space they gave Donny Cates to sign.
It was so small.
And Donny Cates signs like this. I mean,
Signs with his whole arm.
here, put that in front of the camera. Show them how big Donny signs. See that big D? See that big D? He needs some space.
And if you want multiple signatures, make the window bigger. Or make multiple windows.
Yeah,
Like
you
that.
can do multiple windows, and then you can write on who you want to sign where. Because Stegman has this cool little Stegosaurus signature. Tyler, depending on the year and his mood, he has all kinds of signature types. So,
All right. So the second thing is top loaders. I brought several examples. These are things that people have sent me their comic books in. So for reference, here's the comic book. Here's a normal size top loader. Right? It fits perfectly on a modern current book, modern current top loader. There are different size top loaders. Like this one, which I believe is for a magazine or something, or bigger.
that's not even,
that-
that's maybe magazine. Maybe Last Ronin. Here.
So,
See if here, let's see if Last
Last
Ronin.
Ronin.
See, Last Ronin is actually comic book width, but it's magazine height.
Yeah, you got 3-4 inches of space side to side. So the book slides around in there,
Which can damage the book.
which can damage the book. So don't put a modern current book in a magazine top loader. That defeats the purpose. It'll still slide around and get damaged. Another thing that I get sent, this one's Silver Age. So Silver Age is going to be in between. There's modern current. You got your magazine, and this one is Silver Age, which is just slightly wider than the current. I don't even see that. It's very far away. So you got that much space. You can see that much space, that much wider. Which this is still acceptable. It'll still be okay. But
Still going to slide around, though.
it's still going to slide around a little bit, and it doesn't fit in a short box. So if we have to travel to get signatures, we have to change out the top loaders.
Yes.
It will not fit in a short box. These smaller ones will. But on that note, if you use the CGC window bag, the yellow one, it does not fit in a current size top loader. You have to use Silver Age. If you do not have one that's big enough, what you can do is get 2 smaller ones and put it on either side of your book and then tape it.
Yeah, and then it's protected.
Then it's protected.
And somebody's going to ask this question, because they always do. And I'm going to go ahead and answer the question now. No, we don't send the top loaders back to you.
No.
We ship them to CGC in the top loaders.
Yeah, and CGC does not send
And
them
they
back.
don't send, they probably just go give them away to somebody on the streets.
This is to protect your book. Keep it from getting damaged while being traveled and sent and mailed. Another thing that I have gotten books in is this. This is technically a top loader, but it's super thin. This is meant for paper. This is meant for artwork.
Well, it's not even artwork. That's like when you go to a show, when you buy a picture of a celebrity.
Yeah, it's
That's
for
what
a
it goes in.
photo, It's for a piece of paper. It's not meant for a comic book. It's if you try to shove a comic book in here, which people have,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to protect it very well. In fact, you may damage it while putting it in there. Another thing, one top loader, one book.
Yeah.
Not two books. Do not put your books back to back and shove them into the top loader, because it is very difficult to get them out. I may damage the book while trying to get them out. So.
And then the other kind of important thing, there's a lot of things that we've run into along the time, and as soon as we kind of go over some things, we're going to go over the share contest again. Actually, I'll do that right now. If you share this event right now to all of your friends, your family, people you don't like, I mean, just spam them if you don't like them. It doesn't hurt. We are giving away at the end of the show one of every exclusive that we did in May of this year. I don't know why I want to say March, but I do. Remember to cut your window bags out.
Yes.
Like, don't, like, Amy was just saying before we went live that, like, somebody decided they did the window bag, they did all the effort.
They put the tape on it, they put the lines, they did not cut the bag open.
They didn't cut the bag, which is not the first time.
Also, people also double bag their books.
Oh,
They put
yeah.
the window bag, and they put the whole thing in another bag to protect it, which I guess is fine.
It just,
But
yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra work in there for us. And the last thing is check and make sure before you put your window bag in the top loader that there is no like exposed tape. We had a signing with Tyler back last summer, and somebody submitted a book and they let tape get inside right on top of the window bag. And as soon as we took the book out, it just ripped the cover right off. So
Yeah, so when you're making your window bag, you don't feel like you have to get right up against the tape or even cross over. You can leave a little lip of plastic on the inside, and that'll give you a little buffer so that tape doesn't touch the book. And also, if it overlaps the sides, make sure it's like folded around or cut it shorter.
yeah, it's just very, very important to. Our job is to protect your books, but we can only protect your books as much as you send them to us to be protected. That's why we require top loaders. That's why we require everything already done, because it takes a lot of the human error out of it. And those top loaders, because we get these boxes, and a lot of times these boxes will take hits. I mean, y'all receive mail. Boxes take hits. You know what top loaders do? They protect the books from those hits 99% of the time. So make sure that you are protecting your books, because we want your books to get back to you in the same condition you sent them to us, if not better, if you ask us to press them.
So a question, how would you recommend to frame an autographed comic?
Frame, like, just like you buy it and
Yeah.
you want to go put it hanging on your wall. So Michaels makes these awesome comic book frames. They're double-sided panel glass with a frame around it. And they're amazing. I love them for framing comics, because essentially what you can do is you'll bag and board the comic in like a Mylar bag, and then you'll use double-sided tape on the back, or you can use even a command strip. And you can center it in the middle of the glass, and if you want to take it back and look around the back of it, you can. If you don't, you don't have to, but it looks really nice. I think they're like $10 at Michael's.
I know if you get your book graded off Amazon, you can get clips made for holding a slab.
Yes.
That you can mount to your wall.
Yeah, but something else that I did with my old graded stuff before I started doing what I do now with framing them out is you can go buy a piece of quarter square, like stuff you would use for trimming, and you can mount it on your wall, and then the slabs fit in there real nice, and it looks
Oh,
nice. Yeah. Mark, if you're coming to Amarillo to drop off books for the signing, they just need to be here really by Wednesday morning. I mean, we're going to be doing that signing through Thursday, so anytime Wednesday or Thursday morning at the latest. Where do we get info to send in books? SIG series at unknowncomicbooks.com is where you get the info to send in books, to submit books.
Yep, just shoot an email, and then you'll get one back with the forums, any information, and we'll answer any of your questions.
And remember, if you send it today, you're not going to get a response until Monday, because it is the weekend, and customer service is off till Monday. Any more dumb questions? Dumb questions?
I think we've already answered this. If they don't have a top loader, do I need to buy, or can I send without one?
If you send without one, we're going to invoice you for it.
Yeah, because we're going to put it in one when it arrives. So we're going to...
It's also risky to send it without a top loader because it could get damaged in the mail. So you either buy a top loader and send it in the top loader, or
Just find some way to protect your book. I mean, we can
layers
invoice
of
you.
cardboard. But please reach out to us if you don't have a top loader and you're going to send it without one. Otherwise, we will still invoice you.
Yeah.
You can email Sig Series about it, and they'll give you instruction of what to do if you don't have a top loader, and we'll mark that you reached out to us. Otherwise, we will charge you.
And we do charge $5 if you send your books not window bagged, because it does take a lot of extra effort to make those on our end, and we're already busy.
The whole staff made, 1,000 window bags in an hour?
It was a little over an hour, and we made 1,000. And but that was like 18 people all working
Everybody.
window bags.
I think everybody that was here was doing window
Yeah, I made
bags.
everybody do it because we had to get it ready for Hickman. And we just ran out of time. And I will tell you, you can tell who never made a window bag, but based on the beginning to when they were done. So they were upside down, sideways. It was all over the place. So let's talk about. So we have Donny, we have Brian Stegman, we have Tyler Kirkham, we have Benjamin Percy, all coming that week. But let's do like first to share kind of moment, because we have 3 really big signings coming up in July as well. Do y'all know who they are? Y'all should.
I know. Yeah, I know.
What's one of them?
David Yost.
Yost. And he is.
He's the original Blue Power Ranger.
Now, are you old enough to have actually watched the original Power Rangers?
I grew up on that stuff.
Because you're 30, right?
I'll be 30 this July.
You're not old enough to have watched that stuff. You're old enough to have watched the reruns.
I watched it every day after I came home from school.
You were a liar. I was in 6th grade, which would have made me like 12. So you'd been 2 when that show came out.
It still came on every day after school, and I watched it every day after school.
No, lies.
I think I even saw the movie in theaters.
Did you really?
I think so.
We're going to have to see when that movie was made, because I know that movie was like maybe mid-90s.
I know I watched it. I'm pretty sure we saw it in theaters, too.
All right. So David Yost, the original Blue Power Ranger, will be here on July 10th from 12 to 4. Then we have
Jerry Dugan.
Jerry Dugan. Also on just July 10th, he is actually driving from L.A. to Amarillo with his son for fun.
For fun.
I don't think...
From L.A. to Amarillo?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds like a miserable drive, but...
So I don't... So here's the deal, guys. We live in the middle of the country. Like, if... Really, the middle of the country is like somewhere up in like the bottom half of Nebraska, like right above us. Like it's like if you go straight north, it's like somewhere in Nebraska.
Well, no, north and south we are the middle. I don't know about east and west.
North and south, no, actually, it's like
It's
right.
the same distance from here to Houston as it is the Canadian border.
Not quite. It's actually a little bit of difference. If you just go a little bit, it's like right there, and maybe Kansas. Maybe it's Kansas, not Nebraska. But we looked it up because we were bored one day. And so the thing about the drive, so we are 20 hours from LA. Like you could be at the ocean in LA without traffic in about 20 hours. You can be on the East Coast hanging out in the ocean in about 22 hours. I think that was about the time it took to get there without not taking into account, potty breaks and food.
I'm going to cut you off real quick. Yes, the signing is the 16th and the 17th of June.
Yeah, 16th and 17th of June. So as you leave Amarillo to go east, you get through Oklahoma, it starts getting a little greener, some more trees start showing up. You get into Arkansas, more trees. You get into Tennessee, it's like full-blown trees. Like you can't see, off the road past the ditch. But the farther you go, just more and more trees, some mountain ranges. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's like deers randomly scaring you on the side of the road because you think you're going to hit them. It's amazing, right? It's a great trip. Can't see nothing. But when you go west, let me describe west. Amarillo is already a wasteland of desert climate. You go into New Mexico, it only gets worse. It's dead. It's brown. It's dirt. There's just lots of dirt. You got some pretty like plateau ranges. You see the mountains, the Rocky Mountains coming off of right around Albuquerque. That's pretty-ish. Get into Arizona, more death. Like, don't get stuck out there. You're going to die. You get up into Flagstaff. It's pretty. I like Flagstaff. I could live in Flagstaff probably if it was just a little bigger. It's too small for me. But as soon as you get into Flagstaff, you're back to death. A little bit of rocky hills. And then you get right to that border of Arizona to California. And it turns into desert. Like 120-degree desert. And then they stop you at the border of California and ask if you're hauling dirt or bugs or whatever else they've asked me to open up the box on my truck for. I think they've hit me up for like bugs, ants, dirt, fruit. Like, they don't want none of that in California. One time they told us, we got rid of all of our red ants. We spent millions on red ant killing. I'm like, okay, California, cool.
Cool story, bro.
I have comic books. Can I go, please? We're gonna need to see in the box. All right. Let me show you my comics. But for the next 118 miles in California, it is desert. It is death. Like, don't get out of your car hot. It's gross. And then you get round to Victorville, and it kind of starts prettying up a little bit, but it's still a desert. And then right after Victorville, you start going down the mountain. Start going down the awful, awful mountain through the mountain range. And all of a sudden it's lush and it's green. And then you see the smog of LA. And it's like a permanent fog that lives over the city. But it's green. It's the weird green fog. But like between those mountain ranges and Amarillo, the only green you see is Flagstaff. Everything else is death. So when someone says it'd be fun to drive from LA to Amarillo, that's why. We're like, oh yeah, that's not true.
So we have someone that's driving 6 hours on the 16th. What time should they be here?
The 16th.
So 16th, the day it's the first day of the signing. We open at
11. The signing is going to be throughout the day. I'd imagine we'll have better hour times figured out pretty quick. But I mean, if you're here by 2 o'clock, I think you'll be okay to get to see your stuff signed. I don't know whether they're going to be on Sleeping In or, where they're going to be on that. So by 2 o'clock. This is as we did advertise this is the pre-order where you can pre-order some books to get signed for the live signing. The live signing actually happens on the 16th and 17th.
If you do end up needing a top loader, we invoice you. What did you say? $5?
$2.
It's
for
$2.
Okay.
Yeah, $5 if you don't have a window bag,
Okay.
Yeah.
because that takes more time.
Okay. Cool.
Which is pretty much the industry standard for prepping books is $5. Which we don't want to charge that. That's why we have a YouTube video on how to do it. For that same $5, you could go buy a roll of painter's tape, and you probably have something sharp enough to cut plastic. So,
what is the new deadline to submit books?
The 12th, right?
June 12th. June 12th.
Has to be here, June 12th.
Yes.
That's what you should aim for.
It really needs to be in the mail by June 12th, so it actually is here on time.
Yeah.
And again, guys, if you do share this to your friends, your family, the people you don't like, message groups, all of that, we are doing a contest at the end of the show to give away one of every exclusive that we have done this month.
The comment has to be on Facebook, though.
The comment does have to be on Facebook, sorry. Hey, Tanner, why don't, after you get done catching up to the share, I know this is a few more, why don't you actually go over our road to 1,500 and what we're giving away when we do hit 1,500?
So we're doing a bigger contest on our YouTube. Once we reach 1,500 subscribers, which we're real close, we're going to be doing a drawing. Everyone that subscribed is automatically entered. And we're going to be giving away this. Here. this slab right here. It's a Venom 3, 125 Molina cover. It's signed by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. It's a 9.8. So we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that drawing once we reach 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. So be sure to head over to Unknown Comics, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell so you get notifications every time we post a video. And then in the future, we do have some more books to be given away at some more mile markers.
Yeah, I think the Venom 3, is it triple signed? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have another Venom 3. It's a Kirkham cover. It's a Virgin. No, it's remarked, signed by Kirkham. That's all it is.
One of them is remarked by Donny, I think.
I don't think we have any of those remarked by
No?
Donny.
Okay.
Donny only remarked the stuff that had oopsies on it.
Oh, okay.
Like the paint marker didn't dry right or something like that.
Or it's smeared, or
There was a few.
Sharpie blew up.
Yeah, sure.
Happened.
So
Had Sharpie all
hold on.
over him.
Steven, if you're personally bringing your books, no, you don't have to send them in. This is for just mail-in submissions.
you are able to bring books into the store. That's not a problem at all. You'll be able to bring books in the store. We'll have more official signing times based on how the guys are feeling, how they're doing. They're all having to travel here from all over the place. Donnie's in Texas, but Stegman's coming from Michigan. Benjamin Percy's coming from Minnesota, and Kirkham's coming from Utah.
What's this slab we're giving away? What's it value out at?
The last sell on it was about $900 on eBay. I think we put up a few for like $750 just to be cheaper than eBay. But it's another book that book should be the book to have when the null announcement into the MCU or into the Sony Venom universe happens, because that's the hardest book to find out of the whole grouping.
Yeah.
That and the third printing, for whatever reason, blew up a lot because it's really the first null cover.
Okay.
So, let's see. Any more questions on Facebook? My Facebook doesn't like me that much.
So CGC is super behind on stuff right now. So if you look at the products, I estimated January
yes,
as a return.
And right now, because we do our own pressing, that's a good thing. Because we do in-house pressing, because right now, CGC Times, they're on April 12th opening packages. It took them 3 weeks to get to April 12th. And in that 3 weeks, they went from, I think they're at 80 days now for modern and then 60 for fast track. But I really do believe once they get to April 28th, they're going to add 25 to 30 more days. Just because they changed the prices and they had all the new submission rules and all the new stuff. So everybody was trying to beat the clock to get in by April 28th. So I think
It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a while.
And
that's business days. So you're talking non-fast tracked is 4 months without delays. And that's once they actually receive your package. Right now, we have stuff that's been in there since the first. I mean, they just received our April 12th stuff. They received 6 orders from April 12th. So we have thousands of books currently in with CGC and just hanging out.
Yeah, so don't think we forget about you guys. We promise we're going to get you your books as soon as we get them back.
Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty good process on getting stuff back out as we get it in. It just takes time. Like, the one day we'll go 2 weeks without any CGC shipments, and then the next week they send us 30 boxes. And it takes a while to go through those 30 boxes because there is some, and we use CGC pretty much exclusively. Every business has its problems. Right now they are having some QC problems with their cases. We're having to resubmit books because there'll be little plastic chunks, or we found hair or some other broken case pieces, which is going to happen with plastic, and especially in the volume of books that they're moving. So we have had some delays on some books because of that. And then, of course, there is the time. Like, we purposely learned how to press ourselves because it added 4 months. And that was back when they were on time. It added 4 months to their shipping times to add pressing. I bet you it's 6 months now.
So Kyle on YouTube says he's a new collector. So first of all, as a new collector, I recommend going and checking out like our first appearance video. We did a death video here recently, and all of our final order cutoff countdown videos are great for new collectors. But he has a specific question. What do you recommend as the best way to store and preserve for long-term storage?
So the first thing you should do is the best kind of bag. You can get the half-back boards, but I don't really believe it's that big of an improvement on the half-back boards. So you can use just a standard board. Just make sure you use the glossy side. Mylar bags are, I don't know how they can prove this because Mylar is still a fairly new product. But your regular bags and boards, you're supposed to switch out every 3 to 5 years. No one does it, but you're supposed to. Because as the bag ages and it's subject to temperature changes, the bag will begin to absorb the color off of your book. That's why you'll start seeing that yellow tint to the bag as it gets older. It's actually absorbing the color off of your book. The other thing is if you live in like high humidity or you live somewhere with a lot of heat and you leave your books in the heat, the board will actually start looking like a photocopy. Like if it's tight enough, it'll start like photocopying onto the board. So you'll start losing a lot of your color content there, and then your pages start darkening and they're not white anymore. So make sure your stuff is in temperature controlled rooms, not too hot, not too cold. I would use Mylar bags. And the other thing that I would do if I was you is expensive books, always put in a top loader. That will keep the corner safe in case the box falls. And I really like the BCW plastic boxes because they're a little bit sturdier than the
Just the
cardboard boxes, and they have those neat dividers in there. So if the box isn't full, you can kind of move this divider as the box fills up
to keep them from falling over.
Yep.
If books fall over on top in a long box or short box or cardboard box, whatever, they bend in half and they cause damage.
That's why a lot of times, like around here, we'll take the lid off and you can prop it to make sure that they're not falling over.
And again, guys, I want to be very clear. Like when we talk about CGC, we understand firsthand what it's like to get behind when you get overwhelmed. So we are not bagging on CGC at all. And
We're just stating the facts.
We're just stating the facts. There is some stuff. They are delayed, but they have had immense growth, which is because a lot of it has to do with people have been bored at home for over a year now.
Well, that and they started accepting trading cards.
Well, no, it's their comics. It's backed up so bad. Trading cards is backed up, but comics is backed up. People have gotten bored, and if we're being completely honest, the people are the reason why CGC is backed up. The consumers just started submitting books like crazy because the whole collectible market has gone crazy. So when y'all gripe about CGC or we complain about CGC, just realize the finger's really pointed at you guys because we as the consumer are why CGC is behind. Like I said, we have thousands of books currently at CGC. Thousands. And, there's accounts bigger than us. And so make sure, like, when you look at this stuff, there's other options like CBCS, and they are faster. But you know why they're faster? Because they're not as busy. Because it wasn't 3 years ago that CBCS was a full year behind. So we don't know what we have until they get behind, and then we get mad and upset. But I'll tell you, it's worth being patient. I still think CGC is the standard in the industry, and I will fully support CGC, and we will just wait on our books, and we will just keep telling our customers, be patient. It's worth the wait. And the custom labels are cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
I wish they would do other custom labels besides Marvel.
That has to do with licensing. So I
It would be cool, though.
It would be cool.
The other publishers need to loosen the strings a little bit.
It would be. They've done a Walking Dead custom label. It would be cool to see a Spawn custom label, some stuff like that.
Especially with the whole new Spawn universe going on.
And all the new characters they're introducing.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if you could upload your own design. But that's just the designer in me coming out.
So the problem with that is the biggest issue with custom labels is they have to print those in the thousands, like tens of thousands.
I understand why.
So you'd have to pay like $20 or $30 just to have your own label.
I can dream.
You should be like, if I pay $50, can I have my own label?
Will we be at
It'd be like a sketch cover thing.
Yeah.
Will we be at Comic Palooza?
We will. We will be CGC facilitating for Comic Palooza. We will be facilitating for MegaCon, for Kansas City, Planet, Dallas, Boston, New York, Emerald City, and Chicago. The other one I told you about, we can't talk about yet.
Okay.
So, good. I'm glad you don't remember.
I don't remember at all.
So, we've already have one really cool guest confirmed for MegaCon. I'm excited about. It is a guy that we have had his first published cover for Image, for Vault, for Dynamite, for DC, for Marvel. There's probably more. I don't remember what they are. But you're talking first published cover for at least 5 different publishers, which is kind of neat. And when it comes to the private signings at CGC, I commend what they're doing with the private signings at CGC, because there is this thing in business called adapt or die. Mm-hmm. And COVID caused CGC to have to do a lot of internal evaluations on how they weren't going to survive without signings. So they adapted. And they adapted in a way that has made them extraordinarily busy and being able to offer something that nobody else could at the moment. And it's awesome.
Also, we found out there's like 2 people running the signature series at CGC.
Yeah.
Like, they do so much work.
And how they're both so bubbly and happy.
Don't know.
Like, I don't know. Like, just so bubbly. I mean, when we walked up, it was like Amy was the superstar at that moment. Like, I'm so excited to meet you. We submit a lot of books, so that was kind of neat. And I was like, well, here I am as usual. I'm just the guy who pays the bills. So we have Jerry Dugan, which we didn't even go over, like, all of his amazing books, which is Savage Avengers, Marauders. He is taking over Hickman's run on X-Men, so the X-Men 1 launching in July, and that's why we're bringing him, is because he's taking over X-Men, and we have 5 covers. And then we also have Ryan Kincaid coming in July. So lots of good guests coming in. I don't know who our guests for August are. I'm still working that out, but it should be Miko Sawayan.
Well, there's a good chance a lot of the staff is not going to be here in August.
We will have momentary lapse of no staff in certain spots. The good thing is I didn't have to pull much of the staff from the shipping room.
Yeah.
Like, we're pulling a couple of retail people. Planet will lose 2 people from the shipping room, and I think we're only losing 1 for Orlando. I pretty much pulled Amy's team to the side. I pulled you. I pulled Chris, myself. We have people traveling in. We recruited your wife. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those, like, we have people coming, and I didn't have to pull from the shipping, which shipping will always be the most important thing we do. Yeah. So remember, guys, it's okay to ask questions. We're going to be on for about 17 or so more minutes.
It is 7:53 right now.
7 more minutes or so, unless y'all start asking some questions. So, Amy, you really you kind of read webcomics before you came to work for us, right? So the whole comic experience as a whole, like paper comics, is still a fairly new process, right?
Yes.
So in that new process, tell me, how is it getting to go from being in Amarillo to traveling all over the country to meet these people?
I don't know. It's crazy. I never thought that I would be working here or for a comic book store, really. Or what a cool job it would be.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun just to travel everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, what are some of the places you've been to so far?
We've been to Salt Lake City, Utah. We've been to Florida, Sarasota. We got to go to Chicago for C2E2. Went to Austin. Went to Hawaii. That was our most recent trip. Went to Michigan. Oh no, I'm forgetting more.
Michigan is COVID trip for me. I remember nothing about Michigan.
That was an insane trip.
Yes.
I got a couple questions. I'm going to get the easy ones out of the way first. The sale will be up through the weekend, correct?
The sale will be up through Monday. We'll pull it down Monday evening at around 6 when Tanner leaves.
So comic fragments. If you have fragments, you go to the app. You go to the
I think it's website only for fragments.
Well, you have to redeem them on the website, but to like activate the coupon, you go to the app, you go to the little menu, and you go down to rewards. You let it load. It takes a minute to load, and then it says it'll tell you you have so many fragments, or you have a coupon available, and you click the little button there that says redeem, and it gives you a code you can use on the website.
I thought you could just go on the website and...
I've never seen where you can do it on the website, but there's a tutorial on how to do it through the app on our YouTube.
Yeah, I think you can just do it on the website. I think when you get onto the homepage, you can click on the little red star thing at the bottom left-hand corner, and it'll explain how to do all that.
Okay.
So there's also that.
Look for the red star.
Look for the red star.
Will we be offering books during the signing, or do they have to get their books now?
We will offer more books. We'll have a little bit more selection. Like I said, we're going to do 2 more weeks. We're going to do a more intense Tyler signing because the dude's done 56 covers for us to date.
And then, so is it better to have a CGC account before I go to a convention, or to wait and do it with the CGC person to get the account?
It's always better. Okay, so here's the deal with CGC. CGC is not attending any shows in 2021. They have come out. They've said that. They made it very clear. It was also like MegaCon, they're giving us particular placement because CGC is not going to be there, and MegaCon's only an hour and a half away from their home base. But it will always be easier if you get online and go ahead and pre-set up your CGC account with your CGC number.
Another thing about making an account with CGC is what we've been noticing is when you first make an account, it takes a little while for your account number to pop up onto your account. It doesn't pop up immediately. So you have to either email them or wait a little while to get your account number. So if you do it before you go to a show, it's probably better.
Yeah. It's always going to be better to go ahead and set that account up before. And then they also have some cool options, like you can pay to have a certain level of membership, and they actually give you basically the same money back as a credit. So I would definitely do that. Again, guys, for our event, remember, guys, we do not guarantee 9/8. We'll do our best. We will press the books on our own if you buy them during the live show. If we believe they need to be pressed, you can always also pay to have them full pressed if you would like. You can just email customer service.
So if you're interested in remarks, we are not doing remarks on these books.
Now, that's not true. You can email customer service, and we can give you the pricing for the remark, and you can add it to one of the books that you have purchased. We're just not offering them as an option here.
But go ahead and check out what the book you'd like.
Yes, go ahead and check out.
And then contact customer service after the order.
Right. You're not gonna do it through Facebook Messenger. It's gonna be the quickest response time. Alicia's already the one handling everything anyways, and hers is you either do the 6 series email or you do Facebook Messenger. But you will not get a response until probably Monday afternoon.
Now, are the remarks limited? Like, is there a limited number of remarks they're doing?
So I don't know I know that we can do up to 20 for sure from each person.
So, yeah, so not everyone's guaranteed a remark if you request it.
Yeah, so the reason that's why we're not offering all the remarks right now, because we want people to have an opportunity to come in the store and get something too. But if you do buy something, because that was another question on Facebook, if you do buy something, you can request it to be remarked. I think the remarks are going to end up running about $150 a person. So that I don't have final. That's the other reason why we didn't offer it, is I don't have final pricing yet.
Okay.
David Nakayama, we are working on another signing with him. I will tell you, most likely, if it comes to bringing him here or going back to Hawaii, Amarillo is going to have to wait one more time because I already miss Hawaii a whole lot. But we do plan on doing some stuff with David Nakayama. We're also working at bringing David Nakayama hopefully to one of the shows with us to do a signing with us at a show. We actually just told him that today. Whatever show he wants to go to, he has an open ticket. Like, we'll pay for his airfare and his hotel gladly. What time should I be there? Again, be here by 2. You'll be safe if you get here by 2 on the 16th. Any more signings soon? We do have more signings. We have signings in July. And then we will have signings. The next in-store signing will probably be Miko Sawayan in August. We just don't know. International travel is super hard right now, guys. I wish we could guarantee people could be here faster because I'd really love to get some stuff knocked out by Kel and Miko that's now going on over a year old.
Yeah.
But we have had terrible luck with international shipping. And so we're just kind of waiting it out for them to come to us because everything we've sent international has either been lost or heavily damaged. And we can't keep sending books like that. Ryan Brown, again, and your answer to the remark, I don't know if you heard, but you can go ahead and email customer service. You can tell them which artist that you're wanting to have remarked by, and they can start working that out next week for you. Brent, I didn't make you a collector, sir. You came into my store looking for Wolverine. Thanks. But that's a fun story. Glad you came in. Could I add another book if I already paid for an order? If it's I would go ahead and if it's over $100, it's free shipping anyways. So if it's over $100, I'd just go ahead and buy the book because otherwise you're gonna have to wait till Monday when customer service is back from being gone over the weekend. She says you can also redeem in the app, but you can also activate on the website on the fragments. I don't buy from my own website, so I don't actually know how those work. That is why we have customer service. So,
I do want to say, for people buying items for the live show today, like if it's a live show item, you don't have to worry about pressing. We're going to make sure you get best grades that we can. We're going to oversubmit. We're going to press the books before we submit them. It's for books that you're mailing in or books that you've already bought on order that are not from the live sale and you want to add a signature to.
yeah.
Those are the two that you can add pressing to.
And they can really, if you want to add a full press to something that you order from the show, you can. Because we're just going to run it through Quick Press, but we're already pre-screening these books as best we can. And again, some people still didn't understand it, no matter how many times we said during our last thing that we did in September and October. We do not insure 9/8 on signing events. Like everything else on our website, the standard is 9.2 or better. We will do our damnedest to make sure that we get a 9.8. We pre-sold, I want to say it was 600 or 700 graded books between Kirkham, Stegman, and Cates this last go around or more. Well, we paid for 1,000 signatures for Cates alone. So, and we sent out all of 6 9.4s. And everything else was 9.6 or better. And even at that, most things were 9.8. Mm-hmm. And we still had people get mad. Like, we had one guy, he ordered like 30 different books and got 194 out of 30 different books. And he called and exploded on customer service. And I'm like, dude, you just need to calm down. You just need to go away. I mean, you can't expect miracles.
Did our best.
Well, and everything else was 9.8s.
Yeah.
Everything. He got 194, and that's because we just didn't get anything better than a 9.4. Mm-hmm. Some books are just hard. Like ASM 800, the Virgin cover that just has the Spider-Man logo, like
The
chest
black,
thing.
The black suit.
We get more 8.5s on that book after a full press than any book I've ever seen in the history of books.
Really bad.
We'll get like 7 8.5s, and then we'll get 3 9.8s. We're like, what the hell? They all look exact same.
Yeah.
So, we will do our best to say when people's stuff is getting signed during the event, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
Especially with the pre-order.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to stack each book up. We're not even going to bag and board the stuff coming from the pre-signing, like from this event. And they're just going to sign however many books that we figure is actually worth. Like, so if we sell 10, we're going to get 20 signed. So it becomes very complicated to do shout outs on stuff that's coming from just this event. So, and even the stuff that will come from, like, we'll try our best, but there's going to be a lot of books flying around
Right.
for this signing.
So are you guys ready to do a drawing?
I think Brandon and his beautiful hair should do the drawing because he hasn't been there the whole time. And if he doesn't draw my name, I'm going to have to fire him anyways.
Your name's not in there.
Why would your name be in there?
Because he shared.
I shared.
Okay. Why would Tanner put your name in there?
It's like the last, when Ron and Anna were here, Chris kept sharing, trying to get me to put his name in the spot.
Well, see, at least Chris is just like I'm the owner, so I want to win. Like, I never get to, like, when someone buys me lunch, it's significant. Because no one ever buys me lunch. Go ahead. Who won? Darren Hutchinson. Yes!
Tim Tracy.
Okay, Tim, please make sure you have an account on unknowncomicbooks.com, and I will get that set up for you.
Make sure to show that to the camera so they know that Brandon wasn't cheating. So, Cody Fraley, and what mystery packs are you speaking of? Because we're doing tons of mystery stuff right now as we're cleaning out the warehouse yet again. How's that been, by the way? Isn't that fun, cleaning out the warehouse every Friday?
Dusty and dirty.
It's very dusty and
So
dirty.
many boxes.
Make it rain!
So, we talked about having another box that just says losers across the front that we dump the...
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, yeah, so we can have, like, the grand prize drawing at the end of all the people who didn't
There
win.
you
It just
go.
needs to be a shredder.
And then, like, what we do after we shred everything is we piece together, like, letters and see if it actually comes up to a name on the system.
So Andrew on YouTube, this is his first live sale with us, and he's wanting to know what the deal is. So what you can do is there's a link in the comments. There's a pinned link on Facebook, or you can just go to unknowncomicbooks.com and go to the live sale collection, and that's where all the books we're offering tonight will be located. You can purchase them right off there.
You're hungry? You'll get over that. It's called starvation. Oh, yeah. I guess we're going to get food, huh?
Okay, I think we're about
Are we
about ready
done?
to wrap it up.
Okay, so we got our winner.
We got our winner.
We have until Monday at 5 to pick up any books that you're going to want to pick up. I'll tell you now, before we actually email about it at 9, we've been adding like new ratios and everything every day. We added a whole lot of really cool Tyler Kirkham exclusives from the 4-Color B stuff today.
Don't
Some of it signed.
Don't forget about our YouTube subscriber contest. Once we reach 1,500, we're going to be drawing out of all the subscribers. So if you're subscribed to the YouTube, you're in for the drawing. This is a Venom number 3, 1 in 25 ratio, the Molina cover. It's signed by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, and it's a 9.8.
If they
Nice
didn't know,
zoom.
There's the signatures.
There's the signatures.
So help us get to 1,500 so we can do this drawing.
Yeah, so I can get the next one going.
And with that, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.